Well, hey, everybody, this is Robert, and welcome to this Outbreak Newscast. Now, some good news coming out of Colombia. The incidence of cutaneous leishmaniasis has decreased by 45% in the last 10 years. And it's looking like they're on the road to start the move towards elimination. Now, leishmaniasis in Colombia is an endemic disease in almost the entire territory, with the exception of the archipelago of San Andreas, Providencia, Santa Catalina, and in Bogota. Now, the clinical presentations vary depending on the parasitic species. So I'm going to go over a little bit about the disease and the parasite. Then we'll talk about some of the numbers in Colombia. The disease can range from asymptomatic infections to those causing significant illness and death. Disease can appear on a spectrum from a single skin ulcer to destructive lesions of the face to terminal organ disease. Now, leishmaniasis is caused by a protozoan parasite from over 20 leishmania species. Over 90 different sandfly species are known to transmit leishmania parasites. And basically, there's three main forms of the disease. One, it's called visceral leishmaniasis. This is also known as Cala-Azar. It's fatal if it's left untreated in over 95% of cases. It is characterized by irregular bouts of fever, weight loss, enlargement of the spleen and liver, and anemia. Most cases occur in Brazil, East Africa, and India. It's estimated that 50 to 90,000 new cases of visceral leishmaniasis occur worldwide annually, with only 25 to 45% reported to the World Health Organization. It has outbreak and mortality potential. And then the next type is, which is the most common type found in Colombia, is cutaneous leishmaniasis. It is the most common form and causes skin lesions, mainly ulcers, on exposed parts of the body. Now, these can leave lifelong scars and cause serious disability or stigma. About 95% of cutaneous leishmaniasis cases occur in the Americas, the Mediterranean basin, the Middle East, and Central Asia. It is estimated that some 600,000 to 1 million new cases occur worldwide annually, but only about 200,000 are reported every year to the World Health Organization. And the third case, or the third type, is called mucocutaneous leishmaniasis. And this can lead to partial or total destruction of mucous membranes of the nose, mouth, and throat. More than 90% of mucocutaneous leishmaniasis cases occur in Bolivia, Brazil, Ethiopia, and Peru. Now, leishmaniasis parasites are transmitted through the bites of infected female phlebotomine sandflies, which feed on blood to produce eggs. Now, sandflies are very small. They're about a third the size of a mosquito, and they make no noise when they're flying. Their bites can sometimes be painless. Because of these reasons, many people have no idea they were bitten. Even one bite of a sandfly can transmit disease, so travelers on short trips can still get infected. When the female sandfly takes a blood meal, it injects the parasite into the wound. Macrophages pick up the parasite, and here they multiply until the cell bursts from overcrowding. The parasite goes on to infect more macrophages. Some of these cells get carried to organs of the body, including the liver, spleen, and the bone marrow. Now, the most common species include Leishmania donovanae, which is the cause of Cala-Azar, Leishmania tropica, and Leishmania brasiliensis. About 70 different animal species, including humans, can be the source of the Leishmania parasites. Leishmaniasis is found in 88 countries worldwide and is basically broken down between the Old World and the New World. Old World leishmaniasis is primarily found in parts of Asia, East and North Africa, Southern Europe, and the Middle East. While New World leishmaniasis occurs in northern Mexico to northern Argentina, with rare cases reported in parts of Texas and Oklahoma. In South America, it is not found in Chile or Uruguay. Now, in Colombia, as of the week ending June 15th of 2024, 2,018 cases of cutaneous leishmaniasis have been reported. So the national incidence is about just a hair above 20 cases per 100,000 inhabitants, according to estimates from the Ministry of Health and Social Protection. Of the total cases of cutaneous leishmaniasis, more than 16% or 333 cases are related to men in the military, ages 18 to 44. Children under 10 years of age contribute about a little less than 200 cases, or just under 10%. Cutaneous leishmaniasis lesions are located most commonly on the upper and lower extremities, about 45% and 42% respectively, about 18% on the face, and about 15% on the trunk. Now, the percentage of cutaneous leishmaniasis treated reported in Colombia is around 90%. However, some departments and districts report lower percentages. Cutaneous leishmaniasis is clearly the biggest problem of this parasite in the country of Colombia. Then there's mucocutaneous leishmaniasis, and again, through June 15th, 35 cases have been reported. That's a national incidence of 0.35 cases per 100,000 population. The average age of people with mucocutaneous leishmaniasis is about 40 years of age. About 3/4 of the cases are in men, and about half of them are from different rural areas. Now, concerning signs and symptoms of mucocutaneous leishmaniasis, mucosal ulceration is seen in half the cases, rhinorrhea in about 1/3 of the cases, and nasal obstruction in about 1/4 of the cases. The mucous membranes with the highest percentages of involvement include the nasal, about 2/3, the oral cavity, lips, and pharynx, about 9% each, about 6% in the genitals, and the larynx and eyelids account for about 3% each. Then, of course, there's the most serious of them, the visceral leishmaniasis cases. And through June 15th, 3 cases have been confirmed in Colombia from the El Carmen de Bolivar area. Now, the cases correspond to a 1-year-old girl, a 7-year-old boy, and a 28-year-old man, all from different areas of El Carmen de Bolivar. So the municipal incidence is about 1.9 per 10,000 inhabitants at risk in this city. The 3 cases, fortunately, have survived and received treatment at hospitals in the area. So if we look at leishmaniasis throughout Colombia, 98.2% correspond to cutaneous leishmaniasis, 1.7% of the cases are mucocutaneous, and less than 0.1% is visceral leishmaniasis. Now, there are several species of leishmaniasis that cause disease in humans. So to prevent sandfly bites, you should use insect repellents and clothing that covers the entire body. Place wire mesh on doors and windows, and use mosquito nets. Thanks for listening.